Well, the survey process was pretty brutal for my business partner and I. We're pretty passionate about the business. We both started the company. Well, this October will be 19 years for me. I started as a prep cook. He started as a waiter, so we've been here about the same amount of time. And then having bought the business in 2001, and not really knowing how to run a business. I knew how to run a kitchen. I was very comfortable doing that. Worked really hard to learn how to manage people, but in a different setting. Kitchen preparation is different than a business. Similar qualities or needs, but very different. And then learning about our employees, we really felt like we are committed to the company. We our passions in it. We work really hard all the time, and hearing the answers from them on some of the questions was pretty hard because it was taking our ego to task. But one of the main things that I won't forget, at least from the personal part of it, was that they all signed their names to the questionnaires. And Scott he told us that, Scott and Chris, that was really a big deal, that they trusted us, that they had faith in us, and that they liked us. So to go from, management stinks, owners are terrible, they have no idea, we can see the fear on their faces, to knowing that they at least trusted us and wanted us to succeed, that was a big deal. So that was, from an inside, from the heart kind of thing. And then the process of really learning kind of how business works because I started to go to business school when I went to the University of Arizona for a year or two, and it just didn't fit for me, so I ended up going to culinary school because I always wanted to own a restaurant. It was really interesting to see how a business could be broken down, the minutia, and also having a big picture view. So to see that and have it like just really broken down and compartmentalized it was pretty awesome. But it was pretty it was grueling, like a really good experience.
Okay.
And then to sort of when Herb came, who was a great fit for us, and to see the process, it took a while for people to get on board. And I think I had mentioned a week, it might have been with Bill, but about how the things that were put into place by Herb and with Ted and myself, he's the other owner, and with our employees and the salespeople, how we've sort of tweaked what we've learned to fit, our needs. For instance, like a flash report or a deposit schedule. Well, Herb had us doing it every week, which was great. But we found that the information was almost too close together. We couldn't see trends, so we sort of tweaked it to maybe 2 weeks for different reports. And now we're able to see things that just fit for us and the timing that we have. So, really good learning process, as well as being able to utilize what we learned to fit our schedules and the systems and, the way we do things at J&L. So pretty good.
Okay. Is there any one or two things in particular that jump out with you that you guys worked on with Herb that maybe helped improve your business, your profit, your cash, your personal life, anything in particular jump out?
Okay. Well, definitely cash flow. I think from an outside set of eyes, being able to see that the way we took our deposits and because we do a lot of events like weddings and galas and special events, so they might be, planned a year out, maybe 8, 10 months. So we had initially taken a very light deposit and then a heavy deposit, maybe, 6 months out, and then the final payment prior. And just a simple thing from, well, why don't we just have it more even across the scale, say it's a year events a year from now. So take 20% now, 20% in 2 months, 20%, 6 months. So the cash flow is more even across the year. So that was really helpful, and that was immediate. And then really digging into how we charge for our staff. We have captains, bartenders, waiters, delivery people, and really digging into what it costs us to pay them versus what we thought we were making, and actually we're losing money on some of them. Now, it wasn't a huge amount of money. It might have only been, $3 or $4 a person per event, but sometimes these events have 25 people, and we do thousands of events a year. So add that up, it ends up being quite a bit. So those two are in particular for cash flow. And just, now we're actually making a small profit on all of our staff. rather than making money on some and not on others. So those two, in terms of financial aspect, were huge. And then the way we sort of plan our week with our employees, having a set time, no matter what. This is when the sales meeting is, every Tuesday, 1 o'clock. And if they all can't be there, that's fine. But we have to move forward anyway. So it becomes routine. And that in turn led us to have now a monthly meeting where we just powwow about food and different trends and stuff. So we started that 2 months ago. So it's sort of like, all right, well, this is working. We know what other people are working on. Ted and I have a chance to discuss with the employees maybe sales goals or a big project we want to work on together. And then we have another meeting, like I said, the food meeting, where we just kind of like, what are the trends? What do you see out to dinner? What do what really piqued your interest in a restaurant you went to? So can we add any of this to our creative side? So those are probably the two or three things that I really have taken the most that really jump out at me.
All good.